Hi all, welcome to Tech Forum. In this video, let us see how to create mock REST API services through Mocky.io. Mock your HTTP response to test your REST APIs. Mocky is a simple service which allows to generate custom HTTP responses in multiple formats. Example, application JSON or XML or even other different formats. It is helpful when you want to mock the backend service responses. For those, the development is in progress. So you don't want to wait for the backend to be ready. Generate custom API responses with Mocky and start working on your application straight away. It is a free and unlimited online service. Mocky is compatible with JavaScript, mobile and server applications. Also it features CORS, means cross-origin resource sharing. So any URLs can access this mock services, means any domain. Also it supports JSONP and GC responses. No authentication required to invoke the service. You can directly call it. It is an open source distributed with Apache 2 license on GitHub. So let's see that. Let me go to here. Yeah, so I'm using this one. The Mocky. Now here, if you see here, we have two modules. One is client and server. Server is built on Scala and client is on React. You can read through this readme files. So even client have different readme file. It will show you even how to set up this client in your local machine. Also same case with server. So let me quickly show you that readme. Yeah. So you need to follow some series of steps to set up this in your local. Yeah, I will be discussing that in the video. Now if I go back and go to server, you can see the readme for server, how to set up. Let us now build a sample mock service through online. So for that, as a first up, access this designer.mocky.io. Access mocky.io, it will redirect you to designer.mocky.io. So if you see here, you can manage the mocks and you can create a new mock. You can read through the detail, all those details. Free and unlimited, total control, developer friendly, open source. So if you want to create a new mock, just click on this new mock. So here you can change the status code, what status code the mock should be sending back. Then as I said, the response type, you can select any response type you want, the character set, different character set. Also if you want any header, HTTP headers you want to add, you can add it here. Also this is the body, so I am just going and enabling this for now. So I will say something called test, then I will say test value. Yeah, so this would be okay. Now if you come here like a secret token, so you can enter any unique secret token. This will be useful. So when you want to delete or you want to do any operation on the API, so if you are not providing the value, it will be auto generated. So same case with mock identifier. You can, if you want, you can enter some value here. Then another one is see here, you can see the never expire or expire in 1 year, the validity of the service. So I'm going with the never expire, but even though you select never expire, you should be calling this service at least once in a year, otherwise it will go for a auto deletion. To avoid the auto deletion, at least you should be calling it once in a year. Okay, now yeah, if you see here, already we talked about JSON support, JSONP support. You can add callback equal to my function to your service, so that it will be sending you the JSONP response. Also CORS, it will accept all the requests from all the domains, but the only thing is your request should be having the origin header. Then you want to apply some delay to your service. So you can pass this parameter, Mocky delay 100 millisecond or seconds, you can keep it. So maximum until 60 seconds you can specify. Then some limitation, you are allowed to call your Mocky service up to 100 times per second. So yeah, as I already told, you need to call it at least once in a year to keep it that alive. Okay, now this is fine. I'm going and generating this HTTP response. Yeah, now my service is ready. So if you see here, this is the mock response service URL. Then this is the delete link. Here this part is the last part is the secret key. Maybe you can keep this noted. Now if I open this in my another tab, yeah, it will give me the response. If you see here, test value. Now now like if you want to make that like JSON P enabled, you can go and add this in the at the end. So yeah, now the response will become a JSON P, the callback method will be added here. Now the next one is the delay, so we can go and apply some delay if required. Now I'm going and removing this, and maybe I will go with 10 seconds. So this is going to wait for 10 seconds. The service is going to, so the response will come after 10 seconds. Okay, now the response came. So you can like configure the delay as required to you. Another one thing is you can manage the marks here. So even if you want delete, you can use this URL, or you go here, you can see the your all the marks will be listed. So again, like if you see here, this data store on your computer, it will be lost if you clean your browser cache. So it's stored in the local storage. So but you can keep those links handy, so that is going to be available forever, as I said earlier. So but this management UI data is going to be lost if you clear your browser cache, or if you go into a new browser session. So here you can delete, or like even you can access that link, you can find out the link from here. Okay, now let's see like how to invoke this, maybe through a Ajax call. So I'm just going and having a simple Ajax call enabled here. I'm going and modifying this. Yeah, so now this is a simple Ajax. So I'm just directly opening this file. I'm not going through the server anyhow. Yeah, open. If I go, yeah, so it will give you the data. So it's the data is the request is not blocked. Okay, now we have seen how to manage or enable this mock services through online, but you can also quickly set up the mocky.io into your local machine. So that you can, if you want to customize, you can customize. So for that, as a first step, you should be cloning this. Go here. You should be cloning this repository. So you can copy this link. Now I already cloned, but I will show you. Maybe I cloned this location, so I'm going to clone it. Git clone. Yeah, you can do that. So I already cloned. So if I go here, I am already cloned to that particular location. So also as a prerequisite, we should be installed node.js and yarn applications into your system, so that you can download node.js from here. What is the latest version you want, also earn from here based on the operating system. You can download it. So for my case, I have Node already installed. This is the version. Also I have earn version 1.19.2. So as I already told, the front end is built on React application. So we should install some modules. One is React scripts, another one is TypeScript. So for that you can follow this step, these commands. One is npm install React script. You can save that. I will go here. I already installed, so I will skip this one. So otherwise, go to your folder where you checked out that mocky. So then you try to install this. So the next one is this one, yarn add TypeScript. So same, from the same folder you execute this. Another one is, like as already again we discussed, the backend or the server is built based on Scala. So to run those applications we should install Scala SPT. So Scala SPT can be downloaded from here. You can go to this Scala SPT, then download based on your operating system. So for my case, obviously Windows, then SPT. This I downloaded and installed the latest version. Okay. The another software we should be installing is PostgreSQL database. So the data is going to what are the service, the mock service you are creating, the data is going to be stored in the database. For that we are going to install the PostgreSQL database. So that can be downloaded from Yeah, so you can download from here, enterprisedb.com. Then what is the version? For me, Windows, I downloaded this version and installed that. Now once, now all the initial setup is completed. So for that, now we need to create a database with the name Mocky. So let me show you before that application. Yeah, there is a configuration file in the server module. If you see here, it's under Mocky server src main, then resources application.conf. So if you go here, like there is a database setup configured, even lot of configuration here, port number, you can all values you can override through the environment variable by setting this. See, Mocky server port, you can set this environment variable in your command prompt, so that the port can be overridden. So same way, see here URL, this is the URL, default URL. Here the database name is considered as Mocky. So but if you want to override, you can override that through this setting this variable. So anyway, I am going with Mocky. So same way, user is Mocky. Again, like password also Mocky. So if you want to override, you can override. Now, yeah, same way we have something called cars. I will explain you what is that. So different settings. So if you want to override some of the configuration, also the environment is default, it is prod. We can override because we are going to set it as a dev because we are building a dev server. Okay, so I am going with Mocky. So for that, what I will do is I will go to PG. Yeah, if I go to object, okay, sorry, servers, first to go to servers. Yeah, you select this, then create a database. Like I already created a database with the name Mocky. Okay, once the database is created, now you should create the user. So for that, what I will do is I will go to query tool for this particular database. Now I will go and execute this, create role Mocky. So I already told, like you can change the name, but you should be setting that through the environment variable. Then password also Mocky. So then yeah, I'm going and executing this. Yeah, for my case it's already exists, so otherwise it's okay. Also alter user Mocky user should be having the super user permission, so it will create some modules, so it required a super user permission. So same thing, already done. Anyway, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, now we have the setup is kind of completed. Now let's run the client and server modules. So for that, what you do is, like, I will go into this. Yeah, I will go into the client. Yeah, so you should be setting the API URL. So because the server URL, if you let's say you change the port number or something, if it is a default port number, that's okay. But if you change the port number, you should be setting the API URL. For that, you should be setting this environment variable, React app API URL. I am going with the same default port, so I am just specifying this. Okay, this is fine. Now, yeah, you said that. Now what you can do is you need to execute this yarn start dev. Okay, so now the UI is up and running, so you can do everything, all the activities, but maybe the service will not be created, but you can create new mock. So you can see the same UI, so whatever we seen from the mocky.io. So now we need to start the server. So for that, let me go into another command prompt. I will go to cd cd development cd mocky cd new cd mocky. Yeah, so go to that, then cd2 server. Yeah, that's fine. You should be setting some environment variable, as I said earlier. So let me show you what are those variables. One is the admin password. So this password will be used to manage the APIs through admin route. So if you want admin need to manage those services, so this password is required. So just to yeah, set this, any password you want is done. Now I'm going to set that Mockee environment as dev. So this is done. Now another one is like Mockee endpoint. So this is the endpoint going to be used, where that URL, the endpoint URL, whenever I generate a endpoint or the Mockee service. So I am going and saying like 8080 is my port and localhost. This is also fine. Now you should be setting one more thing, Mockee cars domain, because the front end application is running on localhost 3000 port, but my backend is on localhost 8080. So this is a cross origin request. So obviously I should be enabling the whitelisting that particular URL. Okay, that's fine. Once done, then you go and run sbt run. Yeah, this will again take some time. Okay, now the server is started. So what I will do is I will go and refresh the. Okay, let me create a sample service. Okay, I'm not going to enter any value, just click generate. Yeah, looks to be some issue. Okay, my bad, like I set a wrong URL here. It's 8080. Instead of that I set it as a 80. So I should be restarting that front end application. Give me a moment. It's 8080. Now start it again. Okay, let me try now to create a new mock. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything here. Generate. Yes, I'm able to generate a new mock. So if you see here, this is the URL, whatever the variable we set. So this is one endpoint 8080. So if I go and open this, I should be able to see the mock response. So because I did not provided any body response, so that's why. Otherwise I can, if I create a let me create new mock with entering some value. Okay, now generate it. Yeah, if I go here, response will come coming from the localhost. Yeah, so same way you will be able to manage the mocks. You can, whatever the mocks you don't want, you can delete it. So you should be able to do everything. So whatever the operation you are doing through online, you should be able to do through your local machine. Okay, so yeah. So now one more thing what we do is like, let's find out where the data is stored. So that I'm again go to this server, this one. So if you go here, you can find out there is a two tables, v2 and v3. Actually this v3 will store all the data. So I'm going and selecting from that. Select, maybe I will do a star from public dot Mockee mocks, yeah, mocks v3. Let me execute this query. Yeah, so all your data is stored in this database. Also you can manage your mock services directly connecting to the backend service. So let me show you that. If I go to this, yeah, in the server bundle there is a folder called script. You can see here API admin. If I go to the API, you can create, delete, get, states, update, whatever the operations you want to do, you can directly connect to this. If for example I go to create, you can pass whatever the data you require, directly connect to localhost 8080. So maybe let me show you that I already did through this this one, the Postman. If I go here, I am passing the data, API mock post, then what is the data, whatever I required, I can just send this. Yeah, the API is generated now. If you see all the URLs and everything looking fine. Same way you can do other operations also, delete or get. Yeah, when you go to delete, yeah, so if you see here, we need the ID of the service and secret of the service. That's what I was earlier referring. We should be keeping those handy so that we can use the service to delete. Otherwise you can use the direct delete URL also. So another one is like if you go to the admin, so as a admin you want to delete some service or you want to find the states of the services, you can use this this one. So here one additional requirement is the admin password. This is what we were set, the admin password 123. I set something. So what are the password you set, you can utilize it. If I go and use this, okay, I will use, yeah, so let me just change this to what are the password I set. Yeah, you can see the status, like how much services are there, what is, how much time it is invoked. But if you give a wrong password, then you will not able to get this response. Okay, now like you can customize the application whatever the way you require. So yeah, thanks. That's all for today. Thanks all for watching the video. See you in the next video.